Hi, I'm Charlotte and this is Time Mama Tries to Read, and I've just filmed this video once and then I checked and my camera hadn't recorded it. Oh, why would I expect anything else? Back in the early days, this used to happen all the time and I felt like I was an expert, and I've just heard Idris say, I can hear Mammy, so he must be right outside. God, I hope he doesn't come in. Okay, I'm going to be really quick because I definitely can't do a long video like last time. I have not read very much. Great start. I have read a bit. I have read 3 books in the last few days. Yeah, Idris has been ill. He didn't sleep for 4 days. And then I decided to get ill yesterday. I was all achy, but now I feel okay. And I've had the old sneezing fit, but I don't sound too gross. I feel like it will get more gross, so I better do this now. And I don't feel like the camera is... Is that better? We shall see. Okay. This is so... When you've already talked about all these books once, I've got to, ensure enthusiasm because they're really good. Okay, I bought a stack of books. Because I can't read, I tend to buy books. Forget this whole no book haul stuff that I came out with a few months ago. It's obviously not true. I'm going to keep buying books forever, I think. But I will keep getting upset about it and probably have a few more times where I swear I'm not buying anymore, and then I will break it. So just be prepared to put up with that. Okay, so the first book is A Girl Called Echo. This is I thought, why am I holding it all the way back here? This is a graphic novel that is written by Katherena Vermette, illustrated by Scott B. Henderson, and the colour artist is Donovan Yakuik. This is volume 1 in the Pemmican Wars series. Katherena Vermette is a Métis writer, so she's Native American, and Pemmican Wars is a series based on the historical Pemmican Wars, which happened at the beginning of the 19th century. I'm not actually sure about where. I'm going to say Canada. It's got to be Canada. Wow. In the other video, I didn't even mention where it was, and I could have just totally gotten away with not mentioning. Yeah, geography not so good. So, Pemmican Wars, a pemmican is a type of meat that is sort of ground up and dried, and it was a main trading item that the Métis nation had. And so when a disagreement broke out between 2 different European companies that were trying to allot land to various settlers, etc., one of the things that they did in order to try and starve each other out, really, was to ban the sale of pemmican. And the main effect that had was that it massively impacted upon the tribe's people that were trying to sell it at the time. So as per usual, a fallout from colonialism resulted in the suffering of Native Americans. Shock horror. So this is awesome because this is a graphic novel for young adults, intended to educate about those wars, and it's about a girl called Echo who is struggling to identify with her Métis roots, and she ends up being transported back in time, kind of in her dreams, although it's not made clear in this volume, and she's transported back to that landscape and to those people. Really gorgeous illustrations. So this is Qu'Appelle Valley, Northwest Territory. Now, Saskatchewan. Is that said right? When I was showing my dad this, my dad loves Native American history. He repronounced several words that I had used. I'm not very good at pronunciation. You know that. You've watched me before. This was really good. I enjoyed it. I read it in about 45 minutes. I was looking at the pages for quite a long time, but you could probably read it quicker. And I really enjoyed Echo's character. I thought it was really well done. The only criticism I had was that I felt like it didn't go far enough before it ended, and I feel like I'm committed to carrying on with the story. But I feel like because it was very slow, which was nice, we didn't really do much and nothing had really been explained before it got to the end. But the drawings are beautiful, the writing is beautiful. Really enjoyed. Then I also got in the same delivery Heartberry. So you'll notice these are all new books and have had literally no impact on my backlist TBR, which is really annoying. But this is by Terese Marie Mailhot, and although she doesn't specify her Native American roots on the dust jacket, I believe she is Salish, just because this is a memoir and she does talk about her Salish roots in the memoir. It's very, very... it's written in a style that is very immediate. There's lots of short sentences. There's lots of almost sort of automatic writing, you know. The premise of the book is that she was in a mental institution and she was diagnosed. She referred herself, and she was diagnosed with post-traumatic stress disorder and bipolar 2 disorder. She's given a notebook. She's already a writer, and she writes her way out of trauma as best she can. So there's obviously a lot of trauma in there. A trigger warning that there is children being taken away by social services. There are unwanted pregnancies. There are suicides. There's child abuse. It's a tough read, but this is the hand that a lot of Native Americans have been dealt. This isn't limited to Terese Marie's experience. A lot of the Native American books that I've read that are contemporary deal with these issues, because this is the reality of colonization and the effect that it had on Native Americans and the societies that they have been sort of forced to live in. And there's a lot of alcoholism. There's a lot of good stuff as well. And lots of writers deal with that really well. I think Heid E Erdrich deals with that super well. And I think there's a lot of this book where it's just about love. It's about love despite it all, which I think is really moving. So I really loved it. But the style is, like I say, very immediate. There's lots of short sentences. It's almost like a moving poem sometimes. You're just sort of being transported through. And if you don't like that style in the first few pages, you're not going to like reading the rest of it. But I would recommend just going with it, because it did only take me a few hours to read. It's only, I think, 120 pages. Yeah, 120 pages. And it has a really positive overall message, I felt, once you got to the end. I also ordered, in that bunch of Native American books, I also ordered Heid E Erdrich's The Curator of Ephemera at the New Museum for Archaic Media. Hell of a title. She's one of my favourite poets. She is the sister of Louise Erdrich, who is the more famous writer. They are both Turtle Mountain Ojibwe. The misnomer that you may know is Chippewa, but they are Ojibwe is the correct term. Although in Louise Erdrich's books, some of the characters identify as Chippewa. That is up to them. But for our purposes, we will refer to them as they refer to themselves. And it is, Heid E Erdrich says she is Ojibwe enrolled at Turtle Mountain. So same as her sister, she feels. The book I've read of hers is Mother Tongue, and it's awesome, and it's I went into great detail in the video that's now been deleted, but what I'll do is I'll save that detail for my next review video, and I'll show you the Mother Tongue book because it's awesome. Don't know what this is going to be like. I just did a massive giggle and then a fall. I don't know if you can hear him. He's like right outside the shed. It's like Jaws. I can hear the dun dun. Okay, I think we're okay. I will let you know how that goes. And then the fourth one, so I've read 2 out of those 3. This is also a new one, Convenience Store Woman by Sayaka Murata, and I loved it. Really quick read again. This is how I managed to read a few books in 1 week when I'd gone for like 3 weeks reading nothing at all since Waterfalls of Stars. Is that I just picked up little books, which I don't often do because I think, no, I want to get into a really big book. But little books are great, and this was great. I haven't seen any reviews for it on BookTube or Instagram because I just seem to have missed the ones where people have reviewed it. I know it's been out there. So I have no idea what the general reception for this is. I thought it was a great metaphor for women and men and their experience of being in society. I thought it was a massive criticism of the kind of hashtag not all men movement and the involuntary celibate people. I'm not even going to call that a movement. I despair. And also the darker side of it, because I mean, it's very funny. But the darker side of it to me, which I thought she did astonishingly well, and if you've read it, hopefully you'll get what I mean, is that the male character, Shiraha, you probably know the premise. The premise is there's a girl called Keiko. She's worked in a convenience store for 18 years. In the society that she's in, specifically Japanese society, it's massively frowned upon for you to have that kind of low-level job for that long, to not be married, to not have children. You're just not a productive member of society. Shiraha, who's the male character that she encounters, is a layabout. He is dirty, he is lazy, he is a moaner, he's not a thinker, none of his arguments make any sense. But he's not, even though he's a stalker as well, he's actually kind of non-threatening. But I think Mutate does an excellent job of showing how an apparently normal guy, you know, he isn't like beating women up, he isn't technically doing anything illegal, and he's kind of making comments that won't even be the first time you've heard those comments come out of a male mouth. But he is symptomatic of this dark side to the patriarchy, which is apparently normal. It's normal enough to fit in. It's normal enough to not call the police. And yet he, to me, is deeply frightening because of that. You know, in the UK, 3 women a week are murdered by men. And typically they're men that they know. And there aren't 3 sociopaths a week doing that. It's 3 normal guys, typically. And I use the inverted commas. And we're making a society that makes that happen. And I'm sure that's the same in Japan and the same the world over. So I think she does a great job of kind of creating this normal guy that is just horrifying. And Keiko is great. She's not got a lot of emotion. She sees things almost like an alien from another planet. But in that way, she's a blank canvas. And I think in many ways she represents women and how they adopt other people's mannerisms and observe other people's fashions and try and copy them in order to fit in. It's a classic female thing to do, must fit in, you know, mustn't stand out. And Keiko provides that character by being so blank in herself. Anyway, I am so tired now. This has made me realise I want to do the Asian readathon for May. And I was going to film a TBR video, but I just literally, this is the second time I filmed this video, I can't do a TBR video. So I'm either going to put my TBR up on Instagram, or maybe on Wednesday when I've got another day off, because I'm working now for a couple of days, I'll film my TBR if I'm not too gross sounding. I don't know if you can hear him, but he is having a great time out there. He's obviously desperate to come in. I better go play with him. Okay, thank you so much for watching. If you've read any of those books, please let me know what you think. And if you're doing the Asian readathon, please let me know what you're reading, because I've chosen my books, but I'm not 100% set on them. Okay, I'll speak to you soon. Bye.